Hello and welcome to another Alpha Pro Series cast brought to you by Alpha X Esports. We are here today to witness an in-house rivalry between two of our Alpha X players, Asuna and Uzikoti, a Protoss versus Terran in a world full of Zerg domination. It'll be nice to see just a little bit of non-Zerg action today. My name is Rushy. I will be joining you for today's cast as we get right into the action. Our players are ready to go. We're going to jump right into this game number one. This is going to be a best of 9. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ephemeron. Give it up for our purple Protoss. He is Asuna. And spawning in the bottom right, our blue Terran. Also playing for Alpha X, give it up for Uzikoti. So you've caught us in the midst of a lot of really great StarCraft 2 action this week. The global finals just completed the round of 16. No spoilers at this point, but we're going to encourage you to go out and check out those games. Some seriously awesome games that will culminate in an amazing BlizzCon this coming weekend, the first weekend of November. So if you had not had a chance to check out those games, go check them out. Available on Twitch VODs. I'm sure that a lot of the major streaming services have also got them put up on their various websites on YouTube and wherever you like to find video media. But we're proud to bring you just a little bit extra StarCraft 2 action this week by bringing you this TVP. We don't get to see TVP very often in the current meta, so it's nice to see some non-Zerg action here. Both players deciding to open up rather economically. Nothing too incredibly spooky here out of either one of our players in opening here. Uzikoti going to drop down a factory to move his way along. And an Adept opening up here for Asuna. Now, Uzikoti for sure sometimes likes to be a cheeky player. He likes to go in with those early pushes, go in with a nice strong timing attack, but it looks like he's going to take game number 1 and open up nice and simple. Although he does have an SCV kind of tucked away here in the top right-hand corner. So we're going to see if a starport's going to get proxied here once the factory is done, because it's entirely possible here. Adept is going to run up the ramp and see that a Marine is kind of spotting for this Adept coming up. Adept's going to shade up into the main base and see that there is just a little bit of work happening at the top of the ramp. And he's going to get one SEV for his trouble. But what he's not going to see is the starport that has been proxied on the north side of the map. But the command center was not allowed to finish right away, but it's going to be just a short amount of time before that gets picked off here and finished. Adept's going to try one more time. He really wants that Hellion. Not going to commit in for it. He's just going to back off. Stalker was going to try and aid in the assist, but didn't quite get there as well. Warcape research is almost done, and Blink is on the way for Asuna, which is kind of a nice little transition point here. Looks like he's going to go hard into the gateway tech, dropping another gateway and a robotics facility as well. And it's going to be a medevac coming out of the proxied starport. This is actually a really nice play here. We've been seeing this a lot in the meta recently, where they will take the four Hellions and just drop into the main base. But Asuna spotted it with his probe. But there are 4 Hellions in his mineral line here, and this is about to get real dicey and ugly. 3 workers go down so far, and he actually is going to be able to pick up and get away with all of these Hellions -1, but a lot of lost mining time. Oh, they lined up almost beautifully for 8. Oh, one Hellion's going to get in there. Pick up 4 more workers. 5 more workers. 13 worker kill total. That is an excellent proxied starport here. And he's going to follow up with a Liberator as well. So Liberator's going to go in and try and do a little bit more work and force Asuna to stay at home. But Asuna's going to try. He's going to try. Oh, the Liberator flies right over top of the Stalker. So that is not going to get as much work done as he hoped. But it is going to force Asuna to make a choice whether or not he wants to stay home. Looks like he's going to just go for it here. He's got one Stalker up at the front. There is a tank already in position. So the tank is going to do a nice job of spotting for the Terran player here. Gonna get one missile turret out as well to try and deflect any observers or warp prisms that might be coming up, but really there isn't anything at this point. Liberator is going to be brought back home to help deal with the defense, and I think that this is actually the wise choice here because he knows that the observer is on its way. He's going to try and get some high ground vision, and the mines are just going to take care of that. So now Asuna, without any high ground vision, is kind of stuck here. Not quite sure what to do. He decides to probe up back at home. He does have a 3rd Nexus down, so Asuna actually in a pretty decent economic position. Uzikoti's trapped in his base right now. Can't really escape. He's firing on all cylinders, though. Some Marauders coming out of the Tech Lab to barracks. Stimpack is going to be the next thing, and the 3rd command center is going to start up for Uzikoti, but Uzikoti is kind of trapped here. Not a whole lot happening here. He's kind of just waiting. He's going to siege forward just a little bit. A couple more Stalkers join the force for Asuna at the front of the gate. And this is going to probably force the issue here. It's going to be the timing of Stimpack. He's just going to move out here, wait for everything to get complete here, and he's going to try and jump on these forces. These Stalkers are going to be forced to blink away. And Stimpack's done, and here goes the army. Oh, he does not want to commit to it. Wants to get the tanks sieged up first, which is fine. I think that's the right choice. And then he's going to stim in. Yep, and as soon as he's just going to leave. This is going to be his timing. But now he knows that Uzikoti is going to move into that 3rd base location. So we will see some progress here. Meanwhile, Asuna has done a great job of just hitting the probe key behind this. Moving all the way up to 58 workers. And he's on 3 base saturation, which is nice. Uzikoti is going to leverage his army advantage and try and push across the map here. Nice, big, strong force. Ooh, and he did heal up the Liberator. So Liberator is at full health again, so that is pretty nice. Observers trying to do what they can to spot here. Oh, EPM button, no. So does get a chance to see that Uzikoti's moving up here. Ooh, does try and leap forward here with one of the Liberators, and the Liberator does get picked off almost immediately, and that's going to force a big round of warp ends. More Stalkers here from Asuna. Uzikoti's going to siege up here at the front side of the 3rd base. Ooh, some really nice force fields. Chunks out a half of the bio army here and forces Uzikoti to take a step back, but he does get some nice trades, killing off a few of these precious sentries in the process. A couple of force fields don't quite connect here, so it does allow for a little bit of wiggle room for that bio force to get back, and this is actually a pretty decent trade for Uzikoti here. Asuna losing a lot more high-value units than I think he intended to. Meanwhile, back at home, Uzikoti is just rallying all sorts of army. He is getting some economic backing on this, so hopefully he is looking to continue the transition here. Tank is going to be able to move forward here and try and lay some siege down. Stalkers are able to bounce back and avoid a little bit more damage, but they aren't able to continue dodging here. The shield batteries are all out of energy, so the Bioforce is able to push forward here. This is going to deal a lot of damage. He's really running low. Ooh, gets a free pick off on one of the medevacs here. Nice big round of warp-ins for the Zealots. The mines are just about ready to come back off on cooldown, but the micro is just a little bit too good here. Does get a nice pick off on the Immortal here. He's going to need to step back just a little bit. Mine's going to come forward here. They are ready to fire. And these Zealots are just going to charge right on in. Some really nice mine connections, and he's going to be able to pull those back out to the safety of another mine line back a little bit of a way. So now we had a really nice zone out from Asuna. Oh gosh, he's got the hold position adept here. He's not actually able to land this, and I don't think Uzikoti has noticed this. He's been way too focused on this up front. This actually does have some damage implications in the long run. So Asuna is going to be able to push this back. Finally, now Uzikoti realizes that the adept is blocking, and now these workers will be able to mine at peak efficiency. Uzikoti's got a really nice job of scouting on the map. He is moving out to take his 4th while Uzikoti is dropping his 3rd. Asuna does have a reasonable worker count, all things considered. But Uzikoti already has the production and the mining as well. Really sitting up high on that army count. And it looks like we're moving into a robotics bay and going to finally start seeing some of those tier 3 units. Colossus and Disruptors are incredibly popular in this meta right now. So I think we could reasonably see either or happen here. But I think with the large bioforce that Uzikoti continues to commit to, I think we're going to see, probably going to see Disruptors. Disruptors will be a good, reasonable choice. Will counterbalance the rest of the might of the army as well. Asuna's going to take a scout here, move the Phoenix across the map, and see what he can find. He does have this nice little warp in here with the warp prism. He's going to get this run by, and this actually is a rather unprotected position. Oh, he's actually just going to fly 4 of them in. Ooh, this is going to be a damaging little beast here. He's going to take the warp prism in, and he's just going to do a nice 4 zealot warp in at the top, and he's going to force the issue on 2 different locations. This is actually a really good play by Asuna. A couple of mines connect with zealots, but don't actually kill them. But Uzikoti's just going to do a doom drop of his own. Needs to pick up the rest of his workers here. These zealots are going rather uncontested. More warp-ins are happening as well. This is starting to get a little bit dicey for Uzikoti. Uzikoti really needs to make this doom drop happen, and he is just going to drop everything he owns on the natural of Asuna. So this is going to be a dead nexus here. Now it's a matter of whether or not Uzikoti can clean this up back at home, and it looks like he will be able to. Yep, Liberators are going to be able to go uncontested here. Large chunk of the bio is going down. 19 workers down for Uzikoti, so Asuna's done the economic damage he needs to. Stalkers blink forward. Mines are not quite in range to connect. Colossus actually coming out here for Asuna, and I don't think that's going to be enough. And this is kind of cutting off the circulation here for Asuna. Depowering one of the warp gates here. Mine's going to push forward and try and connect with a few more of the Colossi. High ground vision is available. One Colossi is able to go down. I think the other one's going to get picked off as well. Oh, it just does. Just in the nick of time. GG is called, and Uzikoti takes a convincing game number 1 in this series. Oh, sorry about that. I had to... No, not rewind. What are we doing? What are we doing? It's been a while. But I had to make sure I got the green screen up. I noticed that it was not up from our last time. So, we are in good shape. That was game number 1 here. Doing a nice job of locking that into place. I am noticing that we are not getting our boxes up, but that is okay. That is fine. So we have got some good stuff happening here. Hope you are all enjoying your Sunday wherever you're at. Oh, okay. Nope, we don't need that. We don't need that. Not at all. If you give me just a moment, we will get to really quick shout out here. Got a couple of things that I thought I had open, and they are just not. They're just not here. So we'll get to there. Pan in the caster's lounge. Aha, here we go. Wunderbar. Wunderbar. We are making it happen here, folks. While we wait for... Oh, I need to join the... Nope, that was not it. What lobby? All right. Folks, while we get into this next game, do want to shout out one of our major sponsors here, 24-Hour Fitness. Being healthy is an important part of being successful, whether you're at a top esports player or just a common noob. Part of living a healthy lifestyle is getting proper and consistent exercise. 24-Hour Fitness is committed to helping you make sure that you can be healthy in a way that fits your lifestyle and schedule. Go visit a location alone or bring friends to get results. Take advantage of their free fit plans, studio classes, pools, cardio equipment, and much more at any one of their 436 locations. You can even get a free 7-day pass when you complete one of the Match Reno sponsor quests. So we are so grateful for our sponsor, 24-Hour Fitness, as we jump in to our next map here. It's going to be Thunderbird spawning in the top left-hand corner. Our purple Protoss looking for his first win in this series. This is Asuna. And spawning in the bottom right, our blue Terran. Give it up for Alpha X's Uzikoti. And well. Only one proxy barracks here, so this is just a little bit different than our standard crazy opening. But Asuna is going to get across the map right away and scout this. He's going to know that this is going down. This is going to be a double gas opener off of one barracks. Very interesting. So we're going to see if Asuna is willing to overcommit to this. He is going to actually just drop a pylon. What was his first building? He did just go for a gateway, so nothing too committed just yet. But he is going to get the pylon down at the top of the ramp to block this off and prevent a little bit of vision. There's actually just going to be one Marine that's going to rally back at home. I think Uzikoti is concerned about the potential for a cannon rush, which is not coming. And he's just going to take this and fly it back home. I think that's, while it is a big commitment, I think that's the right choice. Because this is something that you don't want to mess with, especially when the Protoss can just build all sorts of buildings in your base and warp in and just be done with it. But that's going to give Asuna a great advantage here in the early game. He is going to get his second Nexus up and on the way. I guess the Marine just ignored the probe. Huh. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. But nonetheless, the Marine is going to be able to clean this up, but the Zealot is going to be coming in. If any of you have ever played Micromasters, this is a game that you will absolutely love. The SCVs do get pulled off the line for a brief moment. The Hellion is going to arrive at just the right time. That's going to push the Zealot away. There's an Adept incoming as well, though, so the Zealot will have a little bit of support. He's going to have to be careful. Yeah, the Hellion does get picked off, and there is still a Zealot out on the field, and it is going to be able to get some shields if it has enough time to survive. But I think it's going to get pushed back enough. Then there is a Stalker. Asuna just bringing one of everything. He's coming as prepared as possible. Pylon does get picked off, so Asuna no longer having the high ground. The barracks are just going to go for a cheeky little scout and actually just drop right in the... Oh, this would be beautiful. Just going to drop right in the middle of the base. A couple more gateways coming down as Blink is being chronoed out. There's just something funny about this. Now he's going to start building a marine of some kind. Nope, just going to sit there. That's fine, though. The second nexus is done for Asuna, so Asuna does still have a nice economic advantage here. Command center is finally going down for Uzikoti. So all is not lost. Banshee Cloak being researched, and there comes the Banshee as well. Oh, well, we moved the barracks. So, barracks just being annoying, doing a little bit of scouting, checking everything. But we do have a nice little drop here happening in the natural expansion. A couple of Hellions here really trying to find some worker kills. Is not going to quite find the kills it's looking for. Oh, but he does need to be careful. Oh, one hit. Oh. That medevac just sneaks out with the remainder of its life. And this barracks is being allowed to just burn down. I like it. But it is going to give him a nice amount of scouting. So he does see that a pylon's going down. Wow, great vision right there. But he did get a chance to see all of the tech buildings that are here. He doesn't know that the robotics facility is on the ground. But I don't think that is crucial information. I think at this point in the game, it's pretty self-explanatory that that's going to come down. Blink is now finished as well. Banshee Cloak is on the way. A second Banshee is going to be produced. While the medevac just gets a cheeky little heal at home. Beautiful. We zoomed in just in time. Banshee going to post up here on the left-hand side and kind of wait for an opportunity as the third Nexus is allowed to go down. Uzikoti really falling behind here, just now getting his second command center out on the map. Stalker's going to be coming across the front side here. Oh, well, they were. But I think, yep, we got the Banshees attacking at home for Asuna. Two workers go down. There are no cannons in production at this point, and no shield battery down at the natural, at least not one that's in range. Now we're in range, and he does manage to pick off that Banshee. This is just one unfortunate situation for Uzikoti after the other. Well, and thank you for locking onto the rocks. It was beautiful. Second Banshee is going to come on the top right side and see if it can pick off some of the workers at the third base. And I think this is going to finally force the Stalkers out onto the map as well. Hellion is going to scout this and see that Stalkers are out and moving. And the Banshee is spotted as well. So Uzikoti just not landing what he needs to. Oh, he's actually going to lose that Banshee. That is unfortunate. Adept sitting at the third base location, knowing that Uzikoti has not, in fact, gone for a third, and Asuna is already on almost 3-base saturation, 56 workers to 40. 3 more gateways, 2 more gateways coming down after that. So it's just going to be a big push here at this point for Asuna. Asuna's got the economy. Now he just needs the army to back it up. Uzikoti does have a slight army lead, so Asuna needs to be careful. This is not a done deal. And that tank is going to provide some nice cover fire for Uzikoti, but it's not going to get the cover that he needs if he just blinks in the backside of the base, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to try and pick off these units here on the backside. Does want to try and kill what is being researched in the tech lab. And I think once he gets a chance to pick off the remainder of these workers, he is going to get a chance to snipe it. Oh, and Uzikoti actually just cancels it. So the tech lab no longer a necessity, but the combat shields is going to be allowed to finish that with tucked away just a little bit further back. But a great pick off there. So concussive shells no longer on the radar here. I imagine it's going to start up here shortly. I imagine. No, maybe he's going to try and commit to building it there. A fourth Nexus going down for Asuna. So Asuna wants to take this to the late game. I think he's got the economy. I mean, if he overextends on the economy here, I'm worried that Uzikoti's just going to mass up as many forces as he possibly can and just go push and win. But Asuna feels really confident that he can make this happen and make this work. So continuing to pressure the front side here. big load up into these medevacs. These are going to drop and zoom off, but the Adept is going to scout that from the third base location, so that does give him a little bit of a chance to react. Adept, knowing her fate is sealed, yikes, does shade on into the natural just to check and see what's happening there. Third base is going to fly into location for Uzikoti. Does get a scout off and sees that the third base is actually rather mined here. This is noticeably diminished returns. And the fourth base is already up and fully saturated. 73 workers to 55, which is a sizable lead. Asuna needs to turn this now into an army lead, because the armies are actually a little imbalanced. Uzikoti does have a 9 army lead. Finally now, Asuna getting in a nice little warp in. He's going to prevent this third base from getting started. Ooh, one medevac getting picked off for free there. 6 workers does go down for Uzikoti, and I mean, this is not a done deal yet. Uzikoti does have a significant army lead, and this could be negative in the short term. Big doom drop. This is what killed Asuna in the last game. Big warping coming in here at the natural expansion, but he does have all of his army posted up. One medevac does get picked off, so this is a much better defense by our purple Protoss. And he's just continuing to get into Colossus. Extended thermal lands also going down as well. So this Colossus will continue to get more and more strong while Asuna continues to run away with economic advantage. Does get a nice blink forward to try and pick off another medevac. Unfortunately, that medevac happens to be empty, but we should get one more blink here. Nope, doesn't quite. Oh, does get the vision. Does get one more empty medevac, which is good pickoff. It's a good gas kill, but not getting the units he was hoping for. Medevacs are going to fly to the safety of the corner over the dead airspace, but Asuna now has the army that he needs to just move across the map. He has a worker lead, he has an army lead. Now he just needs to go and take the victory away from Uzikoti. As he does try to continue expanding back at home, +1, +3 on the way for our Protoss. He's going to try and push up this ramp. The tanks are sieged on the high ground, but he will have high ground vision with the Colossus. He does blink over to the right, a little bit outside of 2 of the cannon fire range. Does hallucinate a Phoenix to get more of that juicy high ground vision, but I think it's all over for Uzikoti. At least with the tanks gone, it's going to be a lot more difficult. Vikings are going to make the push forward that much more frustrating for Asuna. Uzikoti does have one big drop here. He's going to drop it in the 4th base location. A couple of tanks are going to hold this off for about a second, but Recall is going to come back and force the army. He actually is going to get pinched here. Asuna only recalling half of his army. One disruptor does join the fight. Oh, he is going to pick off that remaining medevac. That was actually a really good pinch there by Asuna. Manages to grab everything as the 5th base is going down for Asuna. I think Asuna is just running away with this game. 80 to 61 workers, 89 to 73 army supply, and the army of Asuna just seems to be stronger on the whole. Lots of tier 2, tier 3 units compared to Uzikoti, who is kind of still rocking on a lot of bio here. Hasn't made the jump to something that's a little bit stronger. But the Viking count is starting to get strong here. 6 Vikings that will at least push away the Colossus, but is not going to stop a large warp-in of Zealots here at the 3rd base expansion. The army's going to get pulled left and right. Tanks are firing from the high ground here. But there just isn't enough tanks. Oh, an insanely huge disruptor shot on most of the bio forces on the ramp. Very, very good connection here. Second connection doesn't quite make it there, but this orbital command is going to fall in the end. I think all he has to do is just click on it. All he needs to do is click. Yep, there it finally goes. 31 workers goes down. Uzikoti is just having a rough go of it. These tanks are doing everything they possibly can to keep things alive and to keep things from ending the game. But more and more workers fall, and GG is finally called. Asuna takes a convincing game number 2 win over our Terran opponent. So very well played by both players so far. Uzikoti dropping down. Oh, and we're gonna need to bounce back. We're bouncing back and forth between servers. As I believe, what country did I see Asuna is from? Asuna is from China. So we have agreed that between our French and our Chinese player that we are just going to go back and forth between the European server and the American server. So things are good in that regard. So we're going to get ourselves set up for our next game here. I want to thank all of the fine folks here at Alpha X that put in the work to make these broadcasts possible. We've got a lot of great teammates that work hard to provide quality content, quality entertainment. Not only our players for giving us good games, but all of our behind-the-scenes workers, making sure that all of our casts run smoothly and professionally. So thank you so much to all of those people for what you do to make our StarCraft community better. We're going to jump into Disco Bloodbath for game number 3. Uzikoti's still looking for his first win, unless I'm misremembering. No, they evened it up. Okay, something was wrong with my overlay. We'll double check the overlay here in just a moment. Make sure that everything is set and squared. It should update itself. It should. There it goes. All right. We are all squared up here. We're on Disco Bloodbath, spawning in the lower right-hand corner. Our blue Terran. Give it up for Uzikoti. And spawning in the top left of Disco Bloodbath, our purple Protoss. Give it up for Asuna. So, game number 3 here. Disco Bloodbath's kind of an interesting map. I mean, we've had these map pools for a while. This one's just kind of windy and big. So, it's not as convenient to try and do anything super cheeky on this map. It's a little bit easier to just commit into normal, just plain old normal StarCraft play. And these two players have shown that they can go the distance. They know how to get into that late game, really balance everything out, make it look super good, super clean. And I think Disco Bloodbath will end up being one of those maps. So, very, very quick Nexus out of Asuna here. Gateway barely even done, and the Nexus is dropping down. And it looks like both players are going to take the economic route here, with Uzikoti also dropping his command center. Getting things rolling there. So I'm really looking forward to seeing some good StarCraft happening here at BlizzCon. Again, if you guys haven't had a chance to check out the VODs, I won't do any spoilers, but the round of 16 has been completed from the GSL studios in Korea. Really encourage you to go check out, after this series, of course. You don't have to go right now. But check out GSL's Twitch VODs of all of the round of 16 games. There were a lot of fantastic games being played on both sides by WCS Korea and WCS Circuit players alike. I think it's a very, very good year for StarCraft. Seeing that level of play elevate to where it has been all year. I mean, we're seeing a lot of really great players pushing the bar of what can and can't be done in StarCraft, and we're seeing a lot of what can be done, which is very, very exciting. The Adept saw a whole lot of Marines here loading up at the top of the ramp of Uzikoti. And this is looking mighty aggressive here. Doesn't quite have the vision to reach back and see that a tech lab is going down on both the barracks and the factory here. So this is going to be a little bit before. Why? Oh, there we go. Yeah, it doesn't quite get the vision here. Does see all the Marines, but isn't able to see the tank and the stim timing that is coming out as well. So that's a very, very early stim. Asuna back at home. Isn't doing a whole lot here. He is working on getting Phoenix. A couple more gateway going down as well. Uzikoti, tired of the Adept's nonsense, does reach out and help the Adept off the map. Another barracks actually coming down as well, so no starport just yet. This is just going to be a big old Marine timing push with stim. There finally goes the starport, so we'll probably see a little bit of medevac support coming in as well. But the Phoenix are actually going to fly into the base and do a little bit of scouting of their own, delaying the starport just a little bit. But he's going to have an idea that a giant Marine push is coming. And currently, with the forces that he has committing into more and more Phoenix, dropping the robotics bay, he doesn't quite have what he needs to deal with this amount of Marines. But the Phoenix are going to do a nice job of keeping the army back at home, because anytime those Marines are able to push out and Asuna can spot it, Asuna will just zip on in, pick off workers one by one just like that. And that's going to create enough damage and chaos of its own. So we'll have to see what Asuna can do to delay this push as much as possible as he continues to work out to get his own Colossus. So Colossus is actually going to be the choice here. Doesn't have a really strong ground army just yet. I feel like Colossus are a good answer to the Marines, but it's going to need to take a little bit of a support army to make sure that they get there. He's going to jump in the top side of the base. Ooh, does take one really strong mine. He's going to have to fly away for a moment. Does get 2 workers for his trouble, but I don't quite know if it has balanced out just yet. A 3rd worker does go down at the 3rd base. Bioarmy is going to try and pick it off, and I think he's got enough Bioarmy that he wants to just push this out and stake his claim. Both players moving out to their 3rd base locations and taking them at this time. But Uzikoti does have a nice strong army. He's actually about up 20 army supply, so he's going to move and do his best to create a little chaos of his own on that side of the map. Asuna is going to jump into exactly what we talked about here with this army. One Colossus is out. A second one is almost completed here. And the tank is going to be able to siege up. The Phoenix are going to be forced back home. Oh, he's just going to doom drop right into the main base here. There is one Colossus that was ready and waiting. One Phoenix is going to get picked off. I think this Colossus is going to get killed. Colossus are going to be marched in one at a time. Asuna needs to be careful. He's all out of AoE damaging units. He's going to take and move the army back down to the 3rd base now that everything of Asuna has been pulled back up to the main. This is going to be a dead nexus here. 8 workers goes down for Asuna. This is going to be a great pickup for Uzikoti. He's going to be able to just pick up and leave. Oh, this was an excellent, almost surgical pickup and maneuver. But it did stop building over here. So the 3rd base of Uzikoti hasn't been halted for the time being. I'm not sure that Not sure that Uzikoti noticed that is being done, so that's actually a really, really good counter pressure by Asuna, but he's yet to figure out anything to deal with this army. Big Bioforce dropped into the main base, and this is going to kill a lot of tech. Extended Thermal Lance finishes just in time, but it's going to be too much damage. GG is called, and Uzikoti takes a convincing game number 3 in this series. So, well done. Well done. If you came to watch some exciting back and forth games, you have gotten it. It is here for you. Pretty happy about that. All right, so we are going to bounce back over to Europe. Again, our players are agreeing on a flip-flop of servers. Every other server, we're going between the Americas and the Europe servers, so it does take us a little bit of time to get that all queued up and ready to go. We've done it. We figured out the magic password here. We're jumping into Winter's Gate here for game number 4. This is a best of 9. So the way that they're going, we're just gonna bounce back and forth here. We're gonna take this all the way. So this is great for us because we get all these extra games and all these extra opportunities to talk about one of our great sponsors, GameStop. GameStop is here to bring more power to your game. GameStop is working with top pros from Complexity, Team Envy, and Optic Gaming to bring you the Pro Training Series. These are monthly videos with pro-level insights and expertise in Fortnite, Overwatch, Call of Duty, PUBG, and more on the way. Check them out today at GameStop.com/esports. I know that GameStop just did a big push for the Modern Warfare release that just happened this last week. So be sure to check them out. They're great people for supporting Alpha X as we jump in to game number 4 here. Spawning. Yep. Yep, yep. Yep, yep. Got it. Spawning in the top left of Winter's Gate. The purple Protoss player from Alpha X, give it up for Asuna. And spawning in the bottom right of Winter's Gate. This is a really cool map, actually. We're going to take a peek at it in a moment. It's our blue Terran player, give it up for Uzikoti. So this is actually a pretty decent map to do some shenanigans on with these time warp gates. So Asuna is sending a probe out across the map right away and is going to see that this was a command center first build. Barracks only now starting up. And this probe is going to be able to cause a little bit of havoc here. Ooh, does get a nice little RNG maneuver on the building. Second barracks coming down almost immediately. So Asuna has not had a chance to see that yet. It's actually a really interesting opening build here. Probe hasn't taken really any major damage yet and is getting some really nice damage. This SUV is getting rather low. One more hit. Oh, and the SUV is just going to repair him up. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Second Nexus goes down for Asuna. Probe is going to jump up and see that there is a second barracks on the way. Marine already in production. We do have a little bit of unit production already on the field for Asuna. It's got a Zealot running across the map. Is going to try and create a little bit more chaos here, but a bunker at the front is going to shut most of that down. Unless the Zealot's able to pick off this Marine. Nope, not going to happen. Marine going to just jump right in. And protected. Yeah, 2 more Marines are going to come out as well, and this is absolutely going to be protected. So Asuna's going to have to wait a little bit to get that next scout in, jumping right into the Twilight Council. We'll probably see some more Blink Stalkers once again. Asuna liking his potpourri of units at the very beginning, having the Adept, having the Zealot, and having the Stalker. One of each. It's a nice little, just a nice little warm blanket of comfort. I can melee, I can shoot air, I can scout for free. It's all good. Factory is just now finishing up here for Uzikoti. Oh, Adept actually did make it in here. Did not get a supply depot up, so the Adept has seen, oh, and is going to see everything here. It does see that the tech lab has started along with the factory production as well, so that's actually really good scouting information for Asuna. Oh, only now does this get walled off here with a full supply depot. I think, did we lose the Zealot? Oh no, Zealot's protecting the third base location. So Uzikoti trying to get himself secured so he can push out onto the map. An engineering bay is going to go down, so we're going to start seeing some upgrades here soon. Stimpak's also on the way, as well as a blink for our purple Protoss. And this feels like a slow-moving game, but we're at the 4-minute 30-second mark, and Asuna is moving up to a third base. So both players trying to be as greedy as possible. Uzikoti's going to try and get a little bit of vision on this left side, because this is actually just a super expansive main that Asuna could just park a warp prism right about here and just warp in Zealots for days, so that some supply depot is going to help give a little bit of vision and prevent that from happening. Adept is going to shade on in and get a chance to zip on in and see. He's going to complete and try and get a full scout off of the base. Does see the starport complete as well. So knows that there is an attack imminent here. Uzikoti does have 30 army supply and is not afraid to use it. Third base is about 3/4 of the way done. So Asuna wanting to continue to lock in the economic lead. He's going to take some stalkers and move out across here and try and deal more and more damage. +1 weapons is on the way for Uzikoti. The observer is going to fly up and see that there is a whole half of an army here. Does get a full kill on that command center. And if he can manage to get these out, he's going to... Oh, he doesn't even lose a single stalker. That was actually an amazing pickoff. Well done by our purple Protoss player. Does not get a cancel. Gets a full kill. But he can't afford to lose these. I think if he loses the stalkers, he is going to lose the advantage that he just got. A couple of shield batteries are almost completed here at the third base, so these stalkers will get a little bit of life back. But Uzikoti's kind of in a rough position here. He's just lost 400 minerals in this command center. He's going to just now start this one up again. Probe is going to come out and scout and see that the Bioforce is still continuing to push forward. A couple of force fields will be critical here, as this is not a large army force for Uzikoti. Force field goes up to help deflect a little bit of that damage. A couple more warpins with Zealots there. And these medevacs are just going to swing around the top hand side here. Does get caught by the time warp field, but I think it's going to be enough. I don't know that there's a big warpin that's ready to protect this. Only a couple of stalkers. He's going to have to be forced to walk the whole army back. He's going to try his best to kill what he can. Oh, he's actually just going to commit the whole thing. Oh, that was not clean. I think he was focused on the base down here, but a big recall is going to move the base all the way to the south side. Oh, some really nice mines here. Blanket a little bit of the army, but that didn't go as well as I think Uzikoti had hoped. And this is actually a great hold by Asuna. Only loses 5 workers for the commitment of the whole army, and a lot killed for Uzikoti. So I think that was actually a brilliant hold. Asuna's in a great spot here, up 57 to 49 workers, and does have a slight army supply lead, but still has that third base, and the third base is only now getting set up for Uzikoti. Only 5 workers in a well, I guess there are 6 mules here, so 6 mules will do a lot of work here. But Asuna's got eyes on all of it. It's gonna be that missile turret that now reveals. Oh no, doesn't get a chance to see that there is an observer there just yet. So fourth base going down as well. And Asuna doing, once again, a really nice job just getting a wide range of vision, dropping some pylons out on the map to make sure that he can see when those drops are coming in on the top side. And he can focus his efforts on defending the south side. Another big bioforce coming up here for Uzikoti. Does have five mines? 4 mines. 6 mines. Counting with rushing. We can do it, I believe. Does get a nice pick off on the warp prism. This Nexus is in trouble right now. It is going to be contested. Concussive shells is done. Asuna did not get a chance to stop that. Ooh, some really nice mine connections on a bulk of the Zealots. But the Zealots are able to continue pushing this army back. Some nice blink forwards. Will continue to push this army out. Another big warp-in of Zealots will give this army just a little bit more meat. And Uzikoti is going to be forced to pull back here. And Asuna is going to be allowed to take this base rather uncontested. But Uzikoti's had enough. He's just going to go right for the artery here, jumping on the top side. But is Asuna going to see it? No. No. Uzikoti has found the window. He's going to just doom drop right on in here. How big of a warp-in is Asuna going to be able to do? Recall is not, I don't think, available. No. There is enough energy here, but I don't know if it's off a cooldown yet. So the whole army is going to have to walk all the way back, and this is going to be a lot of buildings killed. The cybernetics core going down. 3 or 4 warp gates as well. So this is a nice pickup, provided that Uzikoti doesn't overextend. Some really nice mines, blanket a chunk of the army. He does get out with a, I wouldn't call it a bulk of the bio forces, but he does get out with a sizable amount. Another bio hit squad going down to the south here, forcing in some more warp-ins for Asuna. Uzikoti is just kind of running away with this game all of a sudden, with 2 very, very strong pushes on both sides, forcing Asuna to split his army of 41 into halves, making it even more difficult to continue to defend. Ooh, he's going to try and gun down the Templar Archives. That would be nice to pick up. No storm if that ends up being the case, and no more Archons. 14 workers do end up going down, and going to try and pick up a couple more as well. Yeah, Uzikoti's just all over Asuna right now. Asuna doesn't have anything that shoots up right now. A couple of stalkers will come out, and that's going to drive all of this away. These medevacs are going to get picked off. Well, you know, I say that, and then they just continue to dance. More and more bioforces are coming out for Uzikoti, and Uzikoti's in a great spot. He's just going to continue to expound. Although Asuna did reclaim a worker lead here. So, that is rather interesting. This bioforce does get a chance to siege up and is going to deal some significant damage. The base isn't quite in dire straits, but it is getting low in health. It lost all of its shields, and half of its health is gone as well. So that base is going to have to constantly be protected if he wanted to continue surviving, and it's his strongest base at this point. So Asuna does need to be careful that he does what he can to keep that alive. Bioforces have gone back home for the time being to collect and group. 4 Archons are on the way for Asuna, and that's going to help out his army supply. He's really looking for something to help deal with more and more of that splash damage to help balance out the bioforces of Uzikoti. And the 5th base is moving on location. It's going to be moving down to the south side. But as soon as you knock on the door here, Liberators are sieged in rather strong fashion, getting a nice little arc here. But you can't engage this Protoss army in the time warp field. These Colossus will just sit back a ways and just pick everything off. And Asuna does not want to give up this ground. I think he's got a nice little support here where, yeah, he can just punish anything that comes into that time field. But he's got to make sure to stay within it so that way he can in fact punish it. Oh, and here we go. The Bioforce does get caught in the time field and has some pretty nice trades, but this Protoss army just doesn't have any meat to the army. More Stalkers being warped in to help deal with the Liberators. But I'm worried. Oh, worried about the Bioforce. The Liberators are doing a great job of zoning everything out. Zuna's going to swing down to the bottom hand side, and this base is going to get picked off. But I don't know that Asuna has what he needs to deal with Uzikoti's primary forces that are now moving towards the natural. He doesn't have enough energy for a recall, so recall is available. He's going to have to recall this army after dealing as much damage as humanly possible. He could get a pick on this orbital command, and that would be a good draw for him. But he's just going to decide to base race as much as possible. I don't know. There's a very popular saying about base racing Terran. I'm just not sure if this is the right call for Asuna, but I think it's the only call he can make. He can't engage that army head on as it sits. Stalkers are doing a nice job of picking off as much as they can. The main nexus does go down, and he does depower a lot of the buildings here. 59 workers to 35. So if Asuna can hold on and continue to warp in, he has some good advantages, but there go the buildings. And this is where the game gets insanely difficult for our Protoss player. Stalkers are still an option. It looks like the Cybernetics core is still alive, so Stalkers can be warped in. But right now, there are no Stargates on the map. Ooh, one warp gate. All right, Protoss army did get recalled back home to help deal with this force. There's a good amount of Colossus here to deal with things. 139 to 93. This is kind of a scrappy game. This isn't over just yet. I think the tricky part here. Oh, okay, yeah. Here comes the anti-air. So these Colossus are going to have to find the perfect advantage point. And I think it's got to be one of these bumps forward. Has to be the moment where Asuna tries to strike on these Liberators. A couple more Marauders getting picked off here. Uzikoti loses too many of these Marauders. He's not going to be able to protect against these Stalkers. And oh, here's his time. He's got to jump on these Liberators while they're unsieged, and he does pick off 2 or 3 more. The Bioforces of Uzikoti are all but extinct. 2 Marauders remain, and now Asuna is able to jump in on top. Oh, but he is losing a lot. Only has one Colossus left. So, oh, this one Marauder killed off an entire Nexus. I'm so proud. Lots of warp gate buildings did get done. They're warped in down here. So Dark Shrine is also replaced from the main base as well. So we kind of reset ourselves here. Asuna seems to be in the better tech position. Oh, that's going to be a little bit more damage, but nothing too major here. Asuna does seem to have the better tech advantage. Lots of Marine and Marauder and Widow Mines for Uzikoti, which isn't terrible, but it's certainly not in a great position. More than anything, it's the worker disparity. 46 to 28 is the big difference here between these two players, as Asuna does have a really nice economy, and he's got an incredible bank to work off of. Oh, some of these Stalkers getting caught in the time field, making that a little bit more difficult to micro. But he is jumping on top of some of these reinforcements just a little bit. A couple of planetaries will make those hard to siege up, so Asuna's going to have to strike elsewhere if he wants to end this game soon. But Uzikoti's not out of it just yet, evening out the supply with his army, 59 to 46. But he's down workers. How many orbitals does he have? He has the 1. He just has 1 orbital. So while there are mules at Uzikoti's disposal, it's not quite that simple yet. Dark Shrine. This is where it's going to get even more difficult because he's only got the one orbital. So he's only going to be able to scan once, and he scans in the natural, which is good, but that's not going to deal with the... Yeah, oh, okay, he does have a missile turret there. No missile turret up at the 4th. Ooh, he does get that reactor. That's a nice pickup. That's a lot of gas to replace it. So he's out of scans. Asuna needs to see that these are building. And he's not going to. Big doom drop happening here at the natural expansion. And this feels like a last-ditch effort here. Stalkers are going to blink in on top of the medevacs, and it's all but over. Scrappy game here by our 2-player. GG is called, and Asuna reclaims game number 4. Very, very good stuff here by both of our players. Oh. Yeah, both players playing very, very scrappy. These 2 players finding themselves at a very, very strong placement with the 2 of them. Lots of respect being played for both players, and just really good StarCraft happening. Folks, we're going to take just a super, super short break while we get set up for game number 5. I need to grab a quick drink. Don't go anywhere. This is the Alpha Pro Series brought to you by Alpha X. Between Uzikoti and Asuna, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, we are jumping in here to game number 5. We're going to head into World of Sleepers. Welcome back, folks. Thank you so much for supporting our crew and supporting our opportunity to bring you some great StarCraft action. Hopefully you've been checking out all of the great StarCraft that's happening this weekend. GSL round, or excuse me, Global Finals, round of 16 just finished. We head to BlizzCon next week. Hopefully you get a chance to check out those VODs after our production today. Thank you for supporting StarCraft, making this a great community for us to be a part of. We're in game number 5 here. Eventually, my overlay is going to update itself. Eventually. We'll get there. There we go. Spawning at the top right-hand corner of World of Sleepers, our blue Terran player. He is Uzikoti. And spawning in the top of the bottom left-hand corner, our purple Protoss. Give it up for Asuna. Asuna's been hurt one too many times by Uzikoti here, so I think the probe scout is just always going to happen for our purple Protoss player, and it's a wise choice. Uzikoti is known for his ability to be a cheeky man. But this game choosing not to. Barracks it back home. Boo. Boo, it's so boring. No, that's not true. Very much not the true. Probe does come in to do a little bit of harassment, but he's not going to get enough done. Oh, Uzikoti doing his own harassment as well with the inefficient depot lift. Trying to prevent the probe from blocking the natural, but it's doing a really nice job right now. Oh, it does get stopped. Oh, he does drop it just in time. Second Nexus goes down for Asuna as well, so both players will just open up rather standard. So this is another crazy map as well, if you're not familiar. It does have this breakable wall of minerals here between the second and the third. So if you don't want to take your third at the super exposed location down here, you can take some workers and break this off. But it looks like Asuna's going to try and maybe be a little sneaky over here as well. Storing the probe over there. I'm wondering if we will see a pylon go down at any time. Doesn't look like it. Looks like he's just going to... Oh, he is going to drop a pylon there, but he's just going to drop it in the wall. I think that's just going to be for a scout. Because he put it close enough to the wall that Marines and Marauders can just shoot across that gap. So it's nothing that is going to... I don't think it's going to be anything that is super consequential one way or the other. But we will have to see. This Adept is going to do a nice job of drawing the attention over to the right. Oh, he is going to put down a gateway there. Interesting. All right, so Asuna is going to want to try and warp in here. I'm actually just kind of surprised. I feel like the pylon could have been backed up just a little bit and been able to just warp in right on the opposite side there while preventing the Marines from being able to fire. But I think the units of Asuna are going to do a good job of just keeping the attention drawn on the bottom right-hand side. This Reaper's continuing to do a lot of damage here. He is going to pick off 2 workers so far. Stalker wants nothing to do with it, though. Stalker is going to probably be able to work this away now. Oh, Reaper. Oh, Reaper actually aids in his own demise. It's unfortunate. You hate to see it go that way. And now the warp-ins are going to begin here for Asuna. A couple of Stalkers going to get warped in on that top-hand side. This is actually going to be really interesting here to see how Uzikoti deals with this. Oh, the Stalkers are going to get a quick jump on this tank. This is actually going to be a really big pick-off. That tank was just barely out on the map. Another Stalker gets warped in. Another one's walking in as well. This Widow Mine is going to need to be replaced if it's going to be valuable. Workers actually get a nice surround and kill on the... Oh yeah, that's actually a really nice sacrifice there. That Stalker was basically dead, so it forced the mine to waste a shot. Stalkers are actually going to just walk right up the map. Walk right up the ramp. Another mine is going to get done here. There is no blink, so that they're going to have to face check that mine, killing a mule in the process as well. And this is actually really, really good aggression here. Ooh, the bunker is, or the supply depot is going to go down very, very low, and that's going to allow the Stalkers to go in rather uncontested. Stim is almost completed, and once Stim gets done, I think that's going to help. But every time a Marauder gets picked off, that is creates a more difficult situation for Uzikoti to deal with this. Stimpack isn't going to be able to finish. Mine is going to complete the weakened Adept. It's going to take the dealt damage. It's actually really, really nice. And Asuna's going to be able to continue to put on a lot of pressure. Meanwhile, back at home, he's just going to try and transition. But his orbital command is under attack here. This pylon is just the pylon of the century here. It is far enough away that it can't be attacked from the high ground. And the workers have been pulled. The bioforces are going to be able to leapfrog forward here. A couple more workers are going to go down. Finally, everything's going to get pushed back enough. Bioforce just is not strong enough. Meanwhile, there is no answer to the constant warp-ins. Both Widow Mines get picked off. Another one is put back up top. But this is so much lost mining time. Meanwhile, Asuna is already on 2 base saturation. Oh, unfortunately, Asuna did not see that the engineering bay was on the low ground. So, +1 is going to be allowed to finish at the same time that Blink is done. But this is a lot of damage done for Asuna. Asuna's going to be really, really happy with how this all went. No more warp-ins coming in over here, which is smart. Makes sense. Supply depot did get burnt down. 3rd base on the way for Asuna as well. So Uzikoti's got a mountain to climb here. Asuna doing a really nice job playing very surgically. and going into the later portions of this game. I'm actually surprised that the warp-ins aren't happening on this side and just recollecting over here. He's choosing to walk most of them over. But Asuna doesn't want to give up the pressure here. I'm actually kind of surprised here. He has never gone to look. Now he finally has. So now these buildings will get picked off. But not before Asuna gets a chance to scout and see that combat shields is on the way. So Uzikoti's going to try and do his best to counter here. He does need to get some damage done. He does have the upgrade lead. +1 is already completed. Charge just now finishing for Asuna, and +1 shields on the way. Asuna doesn't have a whole lot of army here. The army supplies are rather even. So he does need to be careful here. As Uzikoti's bioforces stem forward, Asuna does have enough. Force field's doing a nice job of mitigating some of the damage here. Uzikoti's going to get pushed back. And this is not the damage that he was hoping for. I think one medevac is going to get picked off. That's actually a really big pick. Uzikoti doesn't have a whole lot of gas to speak of. He's only now populating his third gas at his natural. So he cannot afford to lose these high gas cost units. Just doesn't have the resources to rebuild them with. Warp prisms in production as well as Asuna just firing on all cylinders. Uzikoti's going to swing across the top side here. Asuna's got plenty of time. He scouts it with a forward zealot. The mine's doing everything they possibly can to deal some really good splash damage, but only ever finding 1 or 2 units at a time, which does make Uzikoti's commitment into mines increasingly more and more difficult. But here they come 2 by 2, along with more and more medevacs. That gas income is finally starting to spur, which is good for Uzikoti. Colossus on the way out now for Asuna as he gets into more and more bio destruction forces. Ooh, he's gonna get some good high ground vision of the cybernetics core and the forward warp gate here. So that's actually gonna be a nice pickoff. There's not a whole lot that Asuna can do about this. He's gonna be able to more than likely push off the bio forces before they're able to kill the cyber core, and actually he's just going to pick up and drop in here. So this is very scary. This Colossus is going to be allowed to complete, but I believe, oh, it's just going to get jumped right on top of. That's actually a great pickoff. He's going to lose most of his army for it, though. Doesn't really pick off any buildings. Oh, and Uzikoti's just going to tap out. GG. Asuna doing a fantastic job of staying ahead of his opponent and manages to clean up game number 5. So we are getting close here. Asuna is 2 games away from winning our show match today of the Alpha Pro Series. All of our show matches are $50 prize pools, and we do need your help to help fill out all of our prize pool for our players. So in the chat, check out that Matcherino link. Matcherino link will allow you to contribute towards our prize pool today. So take a look at that. Please consider it for our players. These players are giving you some awesome games, by the way. Totally worth considering chipping in to make our players fight that much harder on great content, great games. So we are going to jump into game number 6. All right. So we get set up here. want to make sure that we talk about our awesome sponsors once again. These sponsors help us fund these amazing events and keep bringing you great content. And 24-Hour Fitness is one of those great sponsors. Are you a fitness expert? No? Well, me neither. But you know who has a well-trained staff of fitness and workout experts? 24-Hour Fitness. Go to any one of their 400-plus locations and set up a free fitness appointment with their expert team, and they will help you set up a customized 24-hour fitness plan that helps you get the most out of their wide range of equipment, help you discover the perfect fitness classes and workouts for you, and get on track to get the results that you want. So, check out our great sponsor, 24-Hour Fitness. They are great people, and thank them for supporting StarCraft 2 in 2019. As we get set up for game number 6 here, we're jumping into Triton. LE. Asuna looking to continue to clean up this series. And clean up is a broad term, because he's having to fight it to the nail with this gentleman spawning in the top left-hand corner of Triton. Our blue Terran, give it up for Uzikoti. And spawning in the bottom right, our purple Protoss. Up 3-2, looking to win 2 more games to close out this best of 9. Give it up for Asuna. Oh, I was hoping we'd see Uzikoti go down a game. And suddenly the cheese had come out. I was hoping. We're gonna have to keep waiting. I'm not convinced it won't happen. But it's not gonna happen in this game. As Uzikoti decides once again to go into that command center first opening. I guess Triton LE is a pretty big map, isn't it? Although it's not as bad, it's not as big as I think it is. So it is something that Asuna could capitalize on if he wants to, and I think with the push at the beginning of the game with the Zealot and the Adept and the Stalker, I think that is Asuna's way of trying to capitalize on this. And this is actually back to a build that won Uzikoti game number 3, where he went command center first and opened up with 2 barracks immediately after. So it's possible this could be a winning formula. We will have to see, though. SCV at the natural. It's about halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. But he's just gonna get a little repair from his friend. Oh, this is actually adorable. I kind of wanted to see what the what the rate of death versus repair was gonna be. Because the probe is hurting and the SCV is healing. But we will not get to see that data today, because we will have to just continue looking at our players building stuff. Bunker's gonna go down at the front. Uzikoti is preparing for the units to come across the map that actually aren't right now. So, Asuna just jumping right into the Twilight Council. Not going to go for any early aggression, not pushing across the map with anything. So this bunker, while it's not wasted minerals, it's not necessary at this point. But Uzikoti's a smart man. He doesn't want to overcommit. He doesn't want to undercommit. He'd much rather just have it, not need it, than need it and not have it. As a Dark Shrine goes down for Asuna. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. So Asuna's gonna get real cheeky really fast. It's gonna try and time it out with these orbital commands to be able to dive on in when it doesn't have any, oh, wonderful. When it doesn't have any scans available. So it's gonna be a little bit more time here before that all gets done. The robotics facility is going to finish up as well with this warp prism. So this is going to be a really tight timing here for Asuna. And Uzikoti hasn't really done any scouting of this yet. Yep, continuing to put down more and more mules. So right now, no money for scans. Are there any turrets? No. But he does have an engineering bay. One turret does go down in the natural. He's following this up with charge as well. So he's got the secondary plan. Ooh, and he does have a widow mine. Oh, widow mine. Widow mine on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? It is I, Asuna, with my 3 Dark Templar. Oh, he's gonna fly right into it. Oh, he's gonna fly. Oh, how? Oh, the madman. Does get a scan down. Does force the warp prism away. So that's gonna prompt, yeah, that's just gonna prompt multiple missile turrets to go down. All right, we're gonna have 2 Archons forming and 4 Zealots. This is actually a really scary army here, and he can just jump right in there. Oh yeah, that's actually spooky. That's actually spooky. All the bioforces are clumped up in the mineral line, so that's gonna make this really, really hard to deal with. Big warp in here. 8 Zealots are gonna get warped in, and this is gonna be very, very hard to deal with. The Archon on the bottom side here is gonna get some really, really great coverage. Oh, but he's gotta attack the right things. Oh, he's gotta attack the right things. Okay. Archon is still getting sizable damage. Another warp in here at the south side. +1 weapons did get completed, so this does have the ability to get pushed back out of the way. Mine does get cleared up. And unfortunately, he's going to kill the engineering bay after it has already finished +1 weapons for Uzikoti, so it at least gets the value out of the building. This is a lot of lost mining time. Not a lot of lost workers, though. Did lose his fair share. Oh, it's actually, I think it's actually greater than I thought. That's right. We do not have game heart on this game, so did lose a lot more there. I think this was a good pickup in the end for Asuna, but Asuna does need to make sure that he doesn't fall apart to the follow-up aggression. Uzikoti does have 20+ army supply on Asuna. Asuna has the production. He can certainly handle it. He's got 8 gateways, so this is very easily something that he can protect against. He just has to make sure he doesn't get surprised by it. A couple more Archons coming in for some splash damage support. And I think what it'll end up being is just a big ol' warp in right as Uzikoti shows up at the door. And it'll be a strong push. It'll be a strong defense. But Uzikoti's gonna make the most of it here. Another big warp in at the main base for Asuna. But that is going to lead into the army here back at home. Uzikoti does have a large army supply. This is not, oh, we scanned. He scanned. There's the scan. There's the helpful scan. Does kill the Dark Templar here that got warped in. Another Zealot getting warped in up there. All Zealots all the time. He's going to try and kill off this Nexus. I think he's going to get really close. I don't think it's... Oh, he is going to pick it off. Uzikoti, GG. Oh, we're just going to go back and forth, folks. I think we might get to see all 9 games. All 9. I mean, we are rapidly approaching that reality. It's wonderful. So GG to our Terran player. Now it's best of 3. Sorry. Itchy eye. Oh, thanks so much for joining us, folks. Hopefully you are enjoying today's cast. If you are, make sure to hit that follow button. It does help us out greatly. If you follow us on our social media, you can actually see right above my head all of our different social medias that you can catch our information on. We always try to announce as much as possible when great games are coming your way, so you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We do have a Patreon to help support these types of events as well. We're jumping into Acropolis for game number 7. But thank you so much for joining us. If you do like the content, tell your friends. Let them know. We're doing our best here at Alpha X to bring you quality content all year round. And here we are jumping into game number 7. It's now a best of 3. Tied up 3-3. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, our purple Protoss player. Tried to be a little cheeky in this last game, and it didn't work out. We're going to see what he pulls out next. This is Asuna. And spawning in the top left, our blue Terran, who is also capable of being cheeky and is doing the thing where he moves his workers outside his base. Give it up for Uzikoti. Okay. Okay. So, Uzikoti's saying, you know, I don't need no base. I'm a strong, independent barracks. You don't need to put me anywhere. I think what he's trying to do is just elicit a really, really strong response out of Asuna. Because Asuna's going to pop up here and see that there is no barracks. And he's going to assume it's across the map. Pylon goes down just to maintain a high ground vision. But the barracks is actually just right there. I know we can't see it, but it's fun to wonder. So Pylon is gonna be able to complete here. And Probe's actually just gonna build a gateway. I love it. I think it's wonderful. Factory is gonna go down in base, so that is going to show Asuna that there's not an imminent rush coming across the map. And he has had a chance to see it. Supply depot is gonna go down as well. Oh, okay. So yeah, this is gonna get stopped. Unless Asuna wants to wall this off. Well, I guess it doesn't matter because it's a supply depot. Oh. He was not expecting that. Is this gonna get canceled or is this gonna be allowed to finish? I have no idea. Is he gonna, yeah, he's gonna cancel it. That's smart. That's smart. Second Nexus goes down. The one nice thing is it does limit Uzikoti on his command center production, which he has not started yet. So in games where Uzikoti has just gone command center first the whole time, he just decides to keep it one base for right now. Going for a reactor on the barracks at this point is probably smart because he doesn't know if Asuna is going to be marching across the map with a large number of army, which large is the wrong word. He does have the Zealot here at the natural to help keep things contained. Third supply depot up at the top. It's going to prevent any more scouting information. And he's going straight into a fusion core. We're going to see some battle cruisers. I'm kind of excited. Twilight Council is on the way. Stalker is being produced as well. But I don't think that this battle cruiser is going to be scouted for quite some time. Tech Lab and the Fusion Core are going to be almost in sync. But this is actually going to be a strong little push here. 2 Hellions, 4 Marines. It's going to cause a little bit of chaos, but it is going to get scouted. So Asuna has a chance. He does need to warp some stuff in, and he doesn't even have warp gate yet. Okay. So this is actually, oh, I was going to say, he's got to drop right on top of that. He's got enough to take this down. And once the Stalker's out of the commission, oh, yeah, this is getting really dicey for Asuna here. Oh, they're going to line up all of the workers. Oh, that's 5 workers going down. That's going to be more workers as well. The Stalker did get picked off, so the medevac is allowed to run free here. 2 more Stalkers do get warped in the main base, but a couple more pickoffs here. Oh gosh, he just keeps lining these workers up. Oh, these Hellions. Oh, these Hellions are just getting so much work done. 15 workers are dead. Another Stalker goes down. This is so many worker kills for Asuna. This is devastating damage. Oh, he does spread those at the last second, this Hellion. How many kills does this Hellion have? 11. He's gonna have more. 13. Hero Hellion. And a battle cruiser's out. Yep, battle cruiser just gonna leap on in. And this is gonna just continue to cause havoc. GG is called. Uzikoti with the great power plays here. Gets the response out of Asuna he was looking for and sets himself up for a match point. Match point incoming for Uzikoti. GG to both of our players. I think Asuna did the right thing in trying to continue the aggression, but just did not have enough back at home to deal with the reverse push. So, we're now sitting on match point here for our Blue Protoss. Blue Protoss Uzikoti is on the cusp of winning today's Alpha Pro Series match. Make sure, please, consider checking out our Match Reno page. You can find the link in the chat, where you can click it and go support all sorts of things. Alpha X Match Reno, a great, proud sponsor and partner of esports in general, especially the StarCraft 2 scene. I know a lot of great StarCraft 2 teams use Match Arena to help support not only what they're doing with their organization, but just preserving StarCraft 2 esports for many, many years to come. So thank you so much, Match Arena, for all you do. Do also want to do a quick shout out to our sponsor, GameStop. GameStop is a bunch of awesome people that do awesome things all the time. They just got done launching their super cool Modern Warfare stuff for Call of Duty. So you can haven't had a chance to play that this weekend, make sure check it out. But also check out GameStop for all your gaming needs. They are some wonderful people doing great things for esports and doing great things for Alpha X. Thank you so much for supporting us as we jump into game number 8 here. We're going back to Thunderbird. Thunderbird was Asuna's map that he first won in this series, and he's gonna need to win this if he wants to keep this series alive. Spawning in the bottom left. The score is not correct. The score is now correct. Spawning in the bottom right if he wants to keep his hopes alive in this series. Give it up for Asuna. And spawning in the top left, our blue Terran on match point. Oh, he's doing the same thing. He's doing the same thing. Jack, give it up for Uzikoti. Okay. So, these are the big brain plays. Uzikoti's going, I just won with this. I just won with this strategy. Psych out my opponent. Make him overcommit into something he doesn't want to do. And it's a low commitment for him because this is just far enough out of the way that it's easy to just fly it back home. Okay, now he's going to get a better vision. He's going to get a better scout on this because he's going to see that it's really close to home. So now he doesn't need to overcommit. He knows, yeah, he knows he can go drop this Nexus almost immediately. So this is wise. This is a much better response by Asuna. Very, very good scouting. Yeah, and this will just pick up and fly back home. Yeah, very, very good scouting by Asuna. So Asuna's not going to fall for that same trick twice and overcommit here, but it does kind of look like, does look like Uzikoti wants to keep the same path here. So not going for that early command center. Not going for his natural. It's possible that we could see him transition into battle cruisers again. Yep, and here comes the starport. Interesting stuff here. I don't know that the battlecruiser transition works as well if Asuna doesn't overreact. I just don't think it does. So we'll have to see. We are gonna watch the Terran base here really, really closely as the starport's finished. He's gonna get a medevac out and fusion core. Fusion core. Fusion core. All right. So we are prepared. We are prepared for incoming battle cruisers, but will the Phoenix spot it? No. He will. Okay. So, it has been scouted that he is doing this. So the response is just a couple more gateways. He knows that battle cruisers are en route. There's going to be a lot of stalkers created. The shield batteries are getting put down in mineral lines as well to help protect against this. The Hellions are going to be a little bit of a nuisance to deal with, but I don't think it's going to be too much to do. Now is the probe going to see... Okay, yep, probe is going to scout that the Hellions come out across the map, which is very, very good. Asuna has done a very, very good job of scouting just about everything. Oh, I love it. I love it. Uzikoti was going to try and juke him out, but is going to commit into unloading here. Some really nice SimCity with the wall on the side there. Asuna is he's just playing this on point. He hasn't made a single mistake yet, which is very, very good. He has got to play this almost perfectly. He's going to continue to SimCity here and build walls so those Hellions cannot just run in and out as they please. He's going to have to force Uzikoti to be a little bit more surgical and committed in dropping into these mineral lines. So more stalkers getting warped in, and that's going to be explicitly for the killing of these battle cruisers. And battle cruiser is going to jump in. 4 stalkers are in range and are going to start pushing this away. But now the Hellions get dropped into the main mineral line, and this is going to be... Oh, he's lined them all up again. No. No, it just always looks so spooky. He's actually going to... Oh, he is going to kill the medevac here, so that is a full commitment, but 17 workers. Oh, he lined them all up. That's unfortunate. So that's actually the damage that Uzikoti was looking for. The battlecruiser is going to be able to come in and get a little bit more damage done here. Shield battery's doing its job. Oh, he's going to kill this battlecruiser. Oh, so close. 25. Whew. All right. Well, it's going to be this follow-up push here by Uzikoti to try and secure the win here. He does have at least an economic... He's evened out economically, which is very good for Uzikoti. Getting 17 worker kills in the main base is exactly what he needed. It's going to force Asuna into building less stalkers, but he just has everything pulled here. The stalkers are out on the map here. Tanks are going to siege up and try and get a little bit more damage done, but I don't think that Uzikoti can afford to wait here. He needs this to jump ahead. He needs to get this done so he can leverage the advantage that he has, because every second that he waits here, Asuna is just going to warp in more and more and more. Charge is on the way. 3 zealots getting warped in as well. The battlecruiser is getting healed up, so that is now done. And the stalkers, the stalkers are just going to do everything in their power to hold this off as long as they can. Workers are going to mine some of these minerals and charge through the center. Oh, Uzikoti is kind of all in on this. So he either wins here or goes on to the decider game for game number 9. And I mean, that's okay for Uzikoti at this point. I mean, he can afford to not toss away a game, but he can afford to not win this one. More gateways being warped in here, and I think Uzikoti's taken too long. I'm worried for him. I don't think he's going to have the firepower he needs. There's going to be a medevac that'll help boost more tanks in along the way, which is good. But yeah, he's had Asuna's had a chance to leverage this out. 60 to 53. Oh, those. Yeah, everything's going to just jump in here. Asuna's decided the time is right now, but I think he got a little bit too aggressive here. 2 of the tanks are just 1 hit away from death. He does manage to take 2 of those tanks out, but there's still 2 tanks remaining. The battle cruiser is still functional as well, doing their best. The stalkers blink forward, do pick up another tank, but so many stalkers go down as a part of it. Uzikoti just has so much to work with here. The SimCity is going to slow Uzikoti down just a little bit more. Oh, it's so very close. The gateway is going to get shut down. So will the robotics facility. So the wall is open here, and the second base is exposed. Tanks are leapfrogging forward here. More units coming across the map for Uzikoti. More and more stalkers keep getting warped in, but these tanks are just doing so much work. It's unfortunate Asuna is just getting boxed into a corner here. I think if this Nexus goes down, it's all but over for Asuna. This is the final stand. Stalkers keep blinking back and forth to try and stay alive as long as possible. More tanks join the fight, and the natural Nexus is down. And the rest of these units do get killed off, and Uzikoti taking the Game 8 victory and becoming the winner of today's Alpha Pro Series show match. Congratulations to our players. Some great games being called here today. Both players playing their hearts out, and Uzikoti using his cheesy strats to move him into the winner's slot. He will go home with the lion's share of today's prize pool. Thank you so much for supporting us. Make sure to check out that Matcherino link that you can find at the top of the chat if you want to contribute and help get these players a little bit more bang for their buck, because we certainly got a lot of bang for our games today. Thank you so much for joining us here. You can catch us at our next cast. We'll be casting a lot more Pro Series here going forward. You can see all of our announcements at our Twitter or our Facebook page. If you want to check out VODs of a previous Alpha X series, you can go to our YouTube as well and consider joining our Patreon if you want to continue supporting what's happening here at Alpha X. A big thank you to our sponsors, GameStop, Sector 6, and 24 Hour Fitness for all that they do to help provide support for our players here at Alpha X. And thank you to you for watching and supporting StarCraft 2 at its finest. My name is Rushy. You can check me out at twitch.tv/RushySC. I am a Diamond 1 Zerg player. I know. Zerg player casting Terran and Protoss. Ugh, it's a rough time. It's a rough time indeed. But if you want to go support me, you can check me out there. But make sure to support all of the great people here at Alpha X, and we will look forward to seeing you at our next cast. Take care, have a great day, and go check out those GSL WCS Global Final VODs. Very important. Take care.